Former Mozambican education minister and humanitarian Graça Machal has played a pivotal role as Chancellor of the University of Cape Town over the past 20 years. Her journey began when Dr. Mampela Rampele was Vice-Chancellor of UCT.
My job as the then Vice-Chancellor was to transform the university. And if I wanted to have a different profile of a chancellor, you couldn't find a better person than Graça Machal. She was a woman, African woman, strong on education, but also very personable.
The inauguration of Graça Machal as Chancellor of UCT in 1999 was a joyous occasion, with her husband and former President Nelson Mandela proudly supporting her.
We have had some fine chancellors before, but she was the woman for the moment. She brought to it all her grace and charm and wisdom, but also that huge strength.
Over the years, she's presided over many graduation ceremonies and inspired and encouraged graduates.
There are extraordinary life stories which are amongst us. Let us tell them. Let us make sure that they inspire others. And at the end, it cultivates the pride of being South Africans, of being Africans. Thank you very much.
I think beyond just having done the formal duty of capping, every young person that she graduated there has left with a sense of, I am important, I can succeed.
UCT's position as the leading university in Africa, together with Chancellor Machal's high profile, also helped to attract the interest of alumni, donors and potential donors.
She was a very wise counsel and also assisted the university a great deal in raising funding and financing and support for the university and students. And there were events that were organized specifically around her activities. So she leveraged her international networks and contacts a great deal.
During her 2 10-year terms of office, Chancellor Machal supported 4 vice-chancellors: Dr. Mampela Rampele, Professor Njabulo Ndebele, Dr. Max Price, and Professor Mamokgethi Phakeng. Chancellor Machal has been very supportive during their time at UCT.
Drawing on her experience as a Minister of Education and in positions of governance, she offered wonderful insights and was a fantastic support to me personally and to the university.
The UCT community could also rely on the Chancellor's experience and advice.
I think that her reasoned statements and the way she brought support to the university was a very great asset.
The Chancellor was a vital sounding board during the protest years of Rhodes Must Fall and Fees Must Fall.
She was very supportive during the tumultuous period of Rhodes Must Fall. Engagements with a person of that experience and background and knowledge and all of that was always going to be important and useful, but she never put herself out there in the front line to engage with those, but provided good, sound, sober counsel in the background.
There have been many special times as Chancellor. The Graça Machal Hall was named in her honour and symbolised her support of young women. In another memorable event, Chancellor Machal organised for the Chilean president at the time, Michelle Bachelet, to speak at a forum for UCT. During the launch of the 4 Women by Women scholarships in August 2018, held during National Women's Month, Chancellor Machal welcomed the new Vice-Chancellor, Professor Mamokgethi Phakeng, and pledged their support for women students.
And we are thrilled that this institution is now led by a brilliant and beautiful, exceptional young woman. And she brings this sense of renewal, which you can feel in campus. There's really energy of transformation. We want our young women not to know, but to feel that here is a grandmother and there is a mother. You are allowed to soar your wings, but you are grounded at the same time. And we want you to know these shoulders are for you. And I thank you all.
Chancellor Machal was present for the robing ceremony of Professor Pakeng as Vice Chancellor and has continued to be a steadfast support.
Mom Graça Machal has been really phenomenal in terms of her support. But in 18 months, her impact has been huge. She's been really impactful in the way that she has engaged and held the community together, lifted us up out of our sad times.
It was most notable following the tragic death of UCT student Uyanene.
If we are here in solidarity with this beauty of unity, in our pain, we have to pledge to do something. Yes, we'll start here in our campus, in our tertiary institutions, but it's a call for all South Africans. This is not the country we fought for. This is not, we wanted our people to be afraid, to be looking at their shoulders when they are moving around. No. And we have the power and the capacity to change this.
I still have vivid memories of how, without a written text, took to the platform and carried that entire community. And that was leadership that is priceless for an institution.
Over the past 20 years, students who've met and interacted with the outgoing Chancellor say they've been inspired by her.
We've seen how the university senior leadership has opened itself up and the university up, in ways that a motherly love can transform spaces. And for me, that's one of the other lessons to be taken from Graça Machal. Power of love, the power of hope, and the power of listening.
Following 2 decades, Chancellor Machal leaves a huge legacy and has earned a fond farewell.
Graça, my sister, I'm so proud of you. And I love you so much for all that you represent for us and women in South Africa, in Southern Africa, in Africa, and in the world.
The university has had the benefit of 2 decades of your chancellorship and leadership. We thank you for that.
I will forever be moved by the way you lifted us.
All of us who have any connection with UCT owe you an enormous debt of gratitude for all that you have brought.
Your presence on this campus for the last 2 decades has made the world of difference. You have made a huge impact, primarily through your fundamental respect for the dignity of each of us as human beings.
Thank you for everything that you've done for our university, for who you have been.
I'd like to say shukran. Thank you. Nkosi yam, Mama.